so often these days is thrifting in person for hours and hours on end worth it when there's so much online opportunity via apps? Maybe it's Mercari, Poshmark, my favorite, Depop, things like that you can buy secondhand. Today we're gonna go through all of my Poshmark finds and style them up with things in my closet and just see, like, is it worth it? So first off, I was able to find this online, Poshmark, $6. If I were to go into, say, a Goodwill, and there was a J. Crew peplum, very on trend, beautiful, stunning condition top, I just don't know that it would be $6. But then we have to think about the things that go into the online shopping. There's the fees, there's the shipping, all these things that are added on to Poshmark shopping. So it's not $6 flat, you know what I'm saying? So I got it in, but it is like a little bit of a risk because you just don't know if it's gonna fit you perfectly. You can do the measurements, there's no guarantee like trying on in stores, right? So that is a little bit of a downside, but let's try it on and let's start styling this as I'm like, doo-doo. Truly could not be a more perfect fit. Adorable. I know J. Crew sizing, so I wasn't too worried about like having a bit of a risk buying this online, but I didn't know if it would be like hitting me at a flattering spot. The images were not exactly the best, and sometimes that is the best way to find the clothes, is the person who's not making it look aesthetic, that's just kind of tossing it online saying, I want this out of my house, I just want a quick buck, like whatever, I don't want to just get nothing, so I'll just get $6 for it, and they're like over it, they don't care. You would be shocked by the number of people who sell clothes online, spend the time uploading and posting and dealing with buyers who, I don't know if they even care if they're turning a huge profit. Just saying. As it's not the holidays and this could be giving very much a holiday vibe, I'm gonna style it in more of a chill way. I'm keeping on the track pant. These are so cute for my Anthropologie. Again, a clearance item. I got them for $45, which is an amazing steal when you consider the market. It's showing things for $100, $150, like to get quality items, you know? I would just wear these two together. And then as far as shoes goes, I'm gonna do the Aloha's silver sneaks. Chill, chill, cute, 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 chill, chill, cute. Right? And then it is very springy right now, so I'm thinking a little trench coat could be good. Casual, cute. I'm then leaning towards this, but I'll take the bow off. I've been really into decorating my bags, but we will refrain on this one. Okay. I feel like I'm missing something, and I always lean on like a hat to top off an outfit, but I think we need to refrain today. So let's try some jewelry. I've been pulling back out my charm necklaces, thinking they're so cute. I also love giving a silver chain when I wear my silver shoes, so this brings a little more casual vibe to the fit. Do we like it? It's definitely a little bit different from anything I've ever styled before, like trying to do the more casual peplum vibe. I would say it's like a 7 out of 10. Styling it one way, right? Cute. So now I'm kind of mixing it up, throwing on a peplum, because guess what? I'm gonna layer it. I actually designed this peplum top last 2023-ish, and it was out, similar version of it was out online like last year. I think they're all sold out now, but subtle flex, I'm a fashion designer, aka got a passion for fashion, right? So, but that brings me to kind of my second highlight of like what's nice about online shopping is you can like do it from the comfort of your own home. Obviously, duh, who doesn't want to just sit and shop online and like heart things and just like see what's out there, look at what's new. Okay, why am I doing this with Andy? It's a very fun way to fill your time and even just like dream about what's possible. So that's obviously a plus. But the nicest part of it is you can like think about it. If you're in person and you go to the thrift store, you either buy it or you probably can't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no, oh, we'll see, like let me think about it, let me decide, let me check my closet, see if I have anything similar before pulling the trigger. It's like you either get it or you don't, and sometimes you regret it and sometimes you don't. And obviously there's very likely no returns. I don't know anywhere in New York that you can return unless it's like an exchange, which, you know, obviously with the amount of thrifting I do, probably fine. But once you buy it, you buy it. And I mean, that's the same for Poshmark too. Like there's no returns unless something came in wrong or the seller, you know, was at fault for something. But there's no thinking about it, waiting on it. It's you either get it or you don't, which is nice because I thought about this for about a week and a half before I said, yeah, you know what, I'll do it, right? Okay, so I put this on. Let me take the necklaces off. It's kind of not the vibe. But I've been seeing a lot of layering of things, of peplums on top, like corsets on top, vests on top of these sort of white t-shirts. I think you can see the smocking here, which is kind of annoying. So, I don't know. I might have to, if I were to wear this IRL, I would maybe have to pin it. But I'm thinking not these pants. I'm thinking denim. The hilarious thing about these jeans is when I bought them, I think 2 years ago, I thought they were like a dark wash. I genuinely thought these were pretty dark of a wash because I was so into the super light wash jeans for a while there that these felt so dark. Now that the industry is leaning towards dark denim, like unwashed, untouched denim, these feel so light that I feel like, are they even cute with the bright red? Not even bright red, like deep red. I'm definitely gonna cuff my jeans. I just think that's kind of the styling tip of the day, is cuff your jeans, because that's kind of the vibe right now. Thinking silver flats. But the other thing that's nice about online thrifting is you can kind of haggle these sellers, okay? And I, you know, do at your own risk. I have potentially offended some sellers by literally chopping their offers into 75% off for myself. And then they haven't responded, and then I've like not got the item, and they can completely just not sell to you. They do not have to sell you anything. They do not owe you anything. So you can offend them, and then you can try to come back from it, and they'll be like, nope. You can haggle, but you can't offend. So I typically try to go down like half off, especially if I'm not like, I need this, just to see if they will say anything. If they're desperate enough, they might sell it to you. I guess I didn't even have to haggle, because she said right off the bat, like $6 and it's yours. I don't know, she must have not been seeing that this could probably be sold for like 50, but such a good freaking steal. I really do honestly like it like this. I could wear this to work, you know? A good way to make your tube top work friendly. I think with this bag, it's perfect. This is from Teddy Blake. I just got it from them, and I still have a code, but it's a dark navy blue. I don't know, this is kind of cute. I do, in my head, really wish this was straight across, but honestly, that's on me because I put the yoke so high. We did have to end up switching it to just a square neck because of the like funkiness, but you know, it could maybe work if I was bored enough with my clothes. So I obviously needed to tie this up in a girly dressed up going out vibe, so just wait for it because I have the best shoes. Like, told you. I mean, dying dead. They're literally a color match. They probably use this exact same color. I swear, it's a color match. I would approve it if I were to be looking at a color approval at work. So I have to put these on. I got these at the Dillard's clearance when I was home for the holidays. So I didn't get to really wear them too much in the holiday season, but I'm wearing them now, as you can see. The other thing that I wanted to talk about with the perks of shopping online is that you can cross shop and like know your market. I mean, I think this is why online shopping has killed in-store shopping, because whether it's secondhand or real life, you can literally Google image search and like a picture of something or someone, or you could go shopping and do this. Me and my friend do this constantly, where we just check if there's a way to get it cheaper, which is kind of sad, but it's definitely a thing to just be a smart, it's being a smart consumer. It's making sure your money is going to what you should be paying, and making sure that you are educated in what an item is worth, like what everyone else is buying it for, paying for it. So something that I love is that I can, you know, see a style, and then the newest feature on Poshmark is that you can literally scroll and see similar, and sometimes it's way off. Like, I have seen things that are, you know, cute dresses, and then it's literally like the most heinous, weird, very unsimilar dress that's suggested. That's the best way to get your best dollar, obviously, is a little bit of research. It takes a little bit of time, but it's worth it at the end of the day, because we're all here trying to get the most for our money. Obviously, if you're into thrifting, if you're into fashion, you know, we're all just trying to look cute on a budget, right? That is a huge selling point for why I thrift online, is yeah, being able to understand if it's cheaper anywhere else. Okay, obsessed. So this top is half the reason, and I literally just steamed it, so it's extra poofy. But this is one of the reasons that I have told myself, if I see something expensive out of my price range times $1,000, okay, maybe like $250, I will still try it on, because you just don't know when it's gonna pop up on Poshmark. And after doing like looking back at my old trends videos, I saw some stuff that I was like, this is still so cute. It's been almost 3 seasons. I kind of feel like it's probably online. So I did my little Google image searching, and boom, this gorgeous Rebecca Taylor top popped right on up. She was selling it for like 75. I got her down to, I believe, 50, maybe 45. And So worth it. I am so into it. Also, cherries are so in. The organza, the big bow. I'm like, this was ahead of its time, as most designers are, and I'm obsessed. I think it's the cutest stinking thing ever. It feels very original because it's not in stores anymore, and it's a bit of a risk when you can't return it. You don't know if it will 100% fit or look flattering or be cute on you. So she was a risk, but I was willing to take it because she had been in the back of my head for like 3 years. So we got her and we love her. So let's style her. Taking these shoes off. But basically where I'm getting at is the cycle is so fast now that even people investing money in their clothes, you know, a lot of people are richer than I. And it's kind of hard to think about that, but they are. These businesses have been in business forever. They go into Veronica Beard, they go into Rebecca Taylor, they buy full price. They don't give a fool. They're like, this to me is like shopping at Abercrombie. And me shopping at Abercrombie is like crazy for some people too. Like we're all on this, you know, hamster wheel at times. So if someone's willing to sell the Rebecca Taylor 3 years later for $50 over like 200% off, I don't even know, I don't do math. I went to like math tutoring when I was a child. Then I'm willing to buy, you know what I'm saying? So what we're doing now, and by we, I mean me, is if I see something really drop dead gorgeous, full price in stores, I'm trying it on and I'm taking note of my sizes and I'm gonna make like an album so I don't forget. And that way when I'm bored one night on the couch, for instance, and I'm like, I just, you know, I wanna chill, I don't wanna run around the city, but I do kind of want some new clothes, it's almost spring, then boom, I'm gonna look at my little album and say, oh, that Kate Spade plaid coat is gorgeous. Oh, this little Rebecca Taylor top is gorgeous. Let me Google search it quick, see if it's on Poshy, see if it's on Makar, and call it a day. Okay, wait, do we think I tuck it in or leave it down? One moment. Okay, I'm kind of into leaving it tucked in, but does it look a little bizarro-y? Like, I feel like it goes out, right? I love the length. This feels so like Blair Waldorf coded. Blair Waldorf in 2025, you know? Obsessed. So, anyway, really this is the whole outfit. I probably will be wearing this weekend. I think obviously we need the pop of red bag. So the red top, you couldn't do the pop of red, but the red cherries on here, I think you absolutely can do this one. This is also Teddy Blake. This actual video is like not sponsored or anything, but they do gift me these bags. So you should check out their website if you haven't before. I just love them. But so good. I feel like something like this that's designer, that is years out, that was once like $350 is worth it to purchase online because it's so niche. It would be so hard to walk into a Goodwill and this be on their racks, you know? So the very gorgeous one-of-a-kind statement pieces, typically I feel like you gotta find it online. Like it's kind of annoying, but it's also very good because then you have that opportunity. So my initial thought when I bought this online was like mini skirt, right? Black mini skirt. I love that it connects to the bow in a way, like so fluffy. So I thought that was initially how I would want to style it 100%, which here's the thing, it looks adorable. I feel like in this moment, I would probably tuck this part in, right? Really darling. I love this fabric and how fluffy. In this moment, I'm like, yeah, it is worth it to shop online. We'll do the bag. Sometimes when I'm wearing these heels, I feel like I'm like, they're so short that if they're alone, it just feels like I'm wearing slippers. Like I can't explain it. I need like a heel. Like I'm a heel person. So let me go find like a higher heel. Okay, excuse me. We'll do these easy little Mark Fishers. I love these because they have the strap in the front that allows my foot not to fly out and it keeps it stable in the New York streets. I mean, darling, darling, darling. I freaking love cherries. My phone case is cherries. And I've seen this whole cherry trend that everyone's like, oh, I'm shopping for cherry, whatever. Cherry core or something. Darling. Really, really cute. So, love. I think this one was absolutely worth shopping online, even though it's a little bit of a higher ticket than I probably would buy if I was in stores. It's so specific. It's something that was like from my checklist of 2023, and here it is in my closet. So it's like manifesting in a way. This is one of the styles that will lead you to not love online shopping through a platform that's like Poshmark, where the seller is really in charge of the conversations, the answering of questions, like no customer service. It's all up to the person selling. And that's why it's a love-hate, you know? Because this woman was selling this dress and I had seen a few other people selling one for triple this amount of cost. And honestly, okay, this is a dress that I tried on at J. Crew, full price, $348. I kind of remember this explicitly because I wanted to wear it to a wedding. And I posted on my Instagram, is this too white for a wedding welcoming party? Because I loved it. And I also thought to myself, well, I'm going to a wedding at the Ritz and California, so I should be wearing a $400 dress. That's not true. I wore something like $10 from Goodwill, obviously. So I said, no, I cannot buy this dress for $400. It's ridiculous. I'll wait for it to go on sale. Well, it sells out before it goes on sale. And I had tried it on in a size 2 and in a 4. And I was like, oh, I'm a size 2. So once it goes on sale, I'll get it. Well, this 0 came up. She's snug. She zips. Proof. She zips. But she's a little snug, and I could probably use a size 2, so I had a little space in here and I wasn't completely skin tight here in the waistline, right? But for $60 versus $348, I think I could be a little snug for a day, you know? My justification was, if I don't buy it, if it doesn't fit, I can resell it and I can honestly up the price. There are people on here selling this exact dress for like $160, which is pretty on par for like it being 2 years old and having like huge marketing behind it, something that had sold out once. So, you know, I might have paid $100. This woman was selling it for $60. She was not responsive. I tried to get some measurements, didn't get it. More photos, nobody was answered. She sold it for $60. I think I gave an offer of like $55, and then I was like, no response 24 hours later. I'll just go for the full $60. I was like, $60. Well, who am I kidding? It'll be great, it'll be fun. And if I don't like it, I can resell it for maybe like $100. So we go ahead and we buy it. Well, she accepts my offer, and then it's like no response from her. It had been 7 days, and typically Poshmark will allow you to cancel if the seller has not posted it up, given you any tracking, blah, blah, blah. So I message her and I'm like, well, now I need it, you know? I've done the whole thing, I've done the research, I've looked into it. I know it's probably a little snug. I need to see this dress. I want to see if I can wear it. I need it, right? She's not answering. Well, it turns out she's like, hey, so sorry for the delays. I can ship it tomorrow. My husband's in the hospital. So I'm like, oh my God, see, these are real people you're buying from. So then I'm sitting here like, okay, my freaking bad. Long story short, she ships it. Then the tracking says it's gonna be there like on a Monday. It's now Wednesday. I message her and I'm like, okay, maybe she's a scammer. Maybe she has no husband in the hospital and she's over here shooting her shit to me, pulling a fast one. Well, no, there were so many delays at the post office, which we all know I've had my fair share of the delays at a post office. So I gave her the benefit of the doubt and I thought, okay, that's fine. Like, she was like really chatting me up. At that point, she probably was like, this girl thinks I'm psychotic because I wasn't answering things, I wasn't shipping, and now I shipped and now it's gone. It showed up, perfect condition, gorgeous. So all this drama behind a dress that had I just bought it from J. Crew full price or like thrifted it in person, obviously, it would have been in my hands in like 4 to 7 business days, no issues. But this took almost 3 weeks to figure out the situation and finally get it into my house. And that's just kind of what comes along with the whole process of working with a real person, and not everyone on Poshmark uses it as a reselling business. Like, I know that's a huge thing that people do, is resell, and that's their full-time job, and like they, you know, source things and upcharge it, and that's a whole issue in itself. I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I falter back and forth because it's like, yes, they are taking things from people that could buy it right then and there, but the reality of this industry and fashion and America in general is those things are not being bought. They are going to the landfills, they're covering beaches, they are not really hurting anyone that bad, like, in my opinion. So there's that. At the end of the day, saving almost $300 and waiting to maybe even 3 years, genuinely, to get this dress, having it just like half of an inch, a little too tight around here. I don't care. I'm like down. I'm like worth the wait, so fine, no problem. To get the full effect, because she is so beautiful. And I'm going to St. Tropez this summer, and I'll be wearing this. Ooh, I'll be wearing this for sure. Do-da-do. This print is so beautiful. Anytime J. Crew partners with Liberty, I love their print. Yeah, long story short, glad I didn't wear this to the wedding because honestly it is too white. And if you ever ask yourself the question, now that I've been to millions of weddings, just don't do it, because you don't want people like that you don't know looking at you like, who does that girl think she is? You know what I mean? So obviously if the bride doesn't care, it's fine, but it's also kind of like you will get looks if you wear a floral white dress. Even though like when I see this, I don't really read white, I kind of read orange, but that's because I'm like designer mindset. I'm not like grandma, aunt, best friend. You just don't want to deal with it, especially if you don't like know a lot of people at a wedding. Anyhow, very long-winded way to say I'm obsessed and further justify that online thrifting is very much exciting and worth it and fun, even if it's delayed, because how gorgeous. Okay, swimwear. I bought this swimsuit on Poshmark secondhand. Brand is For Love and Lemons. It's also cherries, which adorable. I mean, loving the ruffles. I love a girly swimsuit, and it was a bit of a risk on the skimpiness, but the butt is relatively covered for what's out there in the market these days. So don't worry, don't fret, I'll cover it up. Don't you fret. But just saying that sometimes you can look for things outside of just a dress, a top. Like, remember, there are shoes, there are housewares, there are swimsuits, there are all kinds of things. And don't get me wrong, I understand that there is a little bit of like, what's the word? Not faux pas, but like fear? There's a word that I can't think of right now. There's a little bit of that behind like secondhand shopping swimming bras. Personally for me, like bed linens or like towels or anything that's really daily use, like ropes, unless it's satin, I'm like, I don't know, did they rot in these sweatpants? How long were they rotting in this sweatshirt? I prefer to buy things that are very low wear or like special, so I know they're not like wearing the absolute crap out of them. I don't know. We all have our thing, you know? But swimwear for me is fine. As long as they say like lightly worn, I can tell that there's no pilling going on. The swimsuit looks in great condition. This one, she said I wore one time and it was too small for me, so I'm selling it. Like that kind of thing, I love, because that's the other thing that's nice. You have the backstory. You know if they were a smoker, but at thrift stores, you don't know who had this outfit. And it doesn't really matter who wore it before, but it's nice to know the condition. It's nice to know how many times they wore it. How freaking cute with this long maxi skirt. Another Saint Tropez outfit I'm so excited to wear. I'm literally shopping months and months out because I do prefer to buy things secondhand sustainably and like really invest in my clothes. I don't want to like think, oh my god, I have to get a whole new wardrobe for my vacation. Although I do want to wear new fun things. So I'm obviously shopping for it, but I will be incorporating things that I already own because I buy things with the purpose of like future self will want this. So there's that little part, but I think this would be so cute to wear, and I can wear a bikini at the pool and then throw this on, maybe grab a lunch. Like, it's kind of wears like a top these days with crops and everything, so I think it's so cute with the ruffle. I think it just adds a little bit of an element that's not just a triangle bikini, you know? And obviously it's like girly and cutesy and fun, but this is also a different way to like, if you ended up going shopping and you want to like cover up a little bit, you can also obviously throw on a little button down. I also designed this. It wasn't booked though, so I got to keep it. One of my favorite things that happens for work is designing something and like the buyer's like, oh, we don't have budget, or I'm not a fan, and then you're like, well, I am a fan, so let me take that home with me. And then I styled it here online, but she's really cute. Anyway, I feel like this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed my little chit chat about online shopping, thrifting in person. What are your thoughts? Are you more of a online thrifter or a in-person thrifter? Because personally, I'd say I do both. Last year I did a lot online because of the ease and like the ability to really pick and choose what I wanted, but I do miss like going in person. It's a fun thing to do. Go out, you end up finding things that you never even thought to search, because obviously you have to like search for things and make sure all that. So if you want some more tips, tricks, and ways that I find what I find on Poshmark, because it can be overwhelming for some, let me know. I can do a whole video on Poshmark, but I hope you guys loved this video, and I'm so glad you're here with me. Make sure you subscribe if you want more tidbits, learning about fashion industry, true nitty-gritty of styles and qualities and all that jazz. And I will see you guys in my next one. Love ya. Bye!